Hi, my name is John McDonough. I'm interviewing a chief engineer today. His name is Chris Cichowicz, engineer of a 700,000 square foot office building. Chris, did you evaluate your PPE for filter change procedure?
Yes, from the first stay-home ordinance that went into effect, we ordered additional filters for the air handling systems for the building. And we also ordered additional PPE for all the engineers. We haven't changed any of the filters for the air handling systems as of yet. We're waiting for the stay-at-home ordinance to be lifted and population of the building to return. Once the population returns, we're going to change filters and perform a disinfectant and a thorough cleaning of all the fan plugs.
What guidelines do you follow?
We treat the filters as contaminated filters. We remove the filters by working in a low pressurized fan plenum in the effort to contain all the elements within the filter media. Used filters are then placed into a plastic bag, zip tied, and then removed through the building so as not to infect other staff members or employees of the building.
What type of on-site social distancing best practices have you established for your staff?
All engineers are equipped with PPE, goggles, gloves, respirators, face shields to protect themselves and others in the area. We've also rearranged the work order schedule so engineers will now receive work orders based on assigned floors as opposed to a first come, first served basis.
How are you handling shared engineering offices and shops?
All engineers are equipped with remote access for the building automation system and work order programs and the company access portals. Each engineer has assigned company cell phones, iPads, laptops to access any internet programs necessary to function and operate the building. We're also using these devices to communicate with one another from security, janitorial, and property management.
Do you find more time to take care of past projects or shutdowns during this slow time, or internal projects that you didn't have time for before?
Yes, this has given us time to get caught up on a lot of old projects that have been placed on the back burner. PMs, work orders, projects within tenant spaces that have been previously postponed, building inspections, in-depth review of building automation graphics and programs, updating the building sequence of operation binder for the engineering department. Some of the electrical shutdowns that we've had scheduled with ComEd were postponed during the start of the pandemic, but since have been rescheduled.
Have you established any temporary cost savings measures for HVAC systems during the crisis?
Increasing the chilled water temperatures, reducing the heating set points for the property, reducing the static set points for the air handling systems. We've also adjusted the common area lighting controls for the common area floors, which allow lighting to be shut down after 30 minutes due to a motion sensor that is located on the floor.
Understanding current CDC recommendations during the crisis, have you implemented any air system measures to introduce fresh outside air to your building?
Yes, we have increased the outside air minimum from our standard 10% to 20 to 25%, depending on the area that the air is serving. We've also set up an information table located outside the engineering control room that will give building staff, janitors, security, and other members of the building departments current access to the crisis at hand for more information that's being provided from property management, City of Chicago, or BOMA.
How has your communication changed with your property manager?
From an engineering standpoint, the operations hasn't changed much. All the devices that we have for communication have been already in place. We've just started using them more frequently than ever before. From a management standpoint, we've become more diverse with Zoom meetings, Skype meetings, FaceTime meetings with building staff and contractors. All the building departments seem to be more responsive to the usual communication for more of a real-time atmosphere of communication.
All right, in regards to mission critical facilities or data centers, how has it affected their operations in your building?
The property has small data centers on site which are tenant specific, which could be considered mission critical to those particular tenants. Our engineering department has provided tenant service for additional visual inspections which cover supplemental AC units, pumps, UPS, equipment levels, and temperature checks for the IT rooms. We've also instituted an additional service that's done once a week for tenant spaces where the engineers will go in, check for any leaks, flush the private kitchens, pantries, domestic water, hot and cold, and also check for any building-related damages.